Welcome to M7 My Mind Matters. I'm Paul Beck from engagewithsuccess.com. This is the ultimate destination for exploring the inner workings of your mind, unlocking the secrets to cultivating a success mindset, and igniting your personal growth for lasting inner peace. Through immersive workshops, you will experience the synergy of breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation as catalysts for your mental fitness and profound transformation. You'll be guided on a path to embrace the present moment, master your mind, and cultivate emotional management. Engage with success and attain your state of grace by tuning in for the live broadcast of M7 My Mind Matters on Mondays at 7 p.m. UK time, or catch up at your convenience on social media. Visit engagewithsuccess.com and click on the resources button for links and plenty of free inspiration. Hello there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here on M7 My Mind Matters. And as you just heard, my name is Paul Beck. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate your company. Today, we're going to be focusing on how the skills that we share here at M7 can enhance your leadership. So let's start with domestic world. If you're a leader in your family, you could be a partner, you could be a mum or a dad. And then, of course, when we go into business, you could be a manager. And your team might be 2, 3, 4 people, but it could be 10 or 20 or 50. And of course, you could even be a leader. You might be a CEO of a company, or you may be sharing your vision with your team and you want to uplift them and give them the opportunity to really get behind what it is that you're doing. These skills can help. There is no doubt about it. Many of us have heard about emotional management. This is one way to access your emotional management very quickly, very easily, and very effectively. So there are 3 skills that we focus on M7. By the way, M7 stands for Mondays at 7. That's when the live broadcast is. And then it gets sent out onto podcast, broadcast, all the social media platforms you can imagine. And you've got the opportunity to catch up at your leisure. But I wanted to share these leadership enhancement skills tonight because this week we've had a very busy week helping corporates, helping companies turn managers into leaders. And I wanted to really share the opportunity to help them understand and experience, not just hear the information, but experience how this can work. So we're going to focus on 3 particular skills. The first one is breath work. Then after that, we're going to mindfulness, and then finally into meditation. Now, if any of these terms are something you've heard of, and maybe you've got preconceptions, wanting to clear your mind completely, and just take them with a pinch of salt today. Come at them with a brand new perspective and see what happens. Perhaps you've even practiced some of these skills before. Let's say you've been to mindfulness classes in the past. I may do it differently. There are lots of different ways to do these skills. So just enjoy it, relax, and have a good time on this particular show. And if this really works for you, bear in mind that we are months into the program now. You've got the opportunity to access any of the previous shows. So you could take the opportunity to focus on a particular skill, or you might decide you just want to do the breath work, the breath work, the breath work, the breath work. And the reason I do these 3 skills, I really do see them as working together beautifully. Breath work is the quickest, easiest way. Mindfulness is a little deeper, and then meditation is the most practiced of the skills. You do need to practice to become good at it. And when I say good, let me make this clear. Sometimes people think that meditation is about stopping your thinking. You'll hear me say time after time after time, week after week after week, that is not the case. What we're talking about is slowing everything down, calming everything down, taking the opportunity to pull yourself together, get collective in the mind, manage your emotions, and then share or impart the information that you've got to, take action in the way that you've got to. But rather than doing it because you're hurried or you feel under pressure or you're angry or you're being influenced by outside sources, we want you to be in control, take a few moments to think, and then move forward. And I think you'll agree, if you are in charge of people, whether it's young kids, it could be a teacher, you could be a parent, or whether it's other adults because you're a manager or a leader, it's important to come across as effective and in control and being able to communicate at a very high level. When we're agitated, when we're frustrated, we don't tend to do that. So let's start on our first technique. We're going to go to breathwork. I want you to close your eyes, get comfortable in your chair, put your hands on the top of your legs, and then take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold on to it for a few moments and let it out through your mouth. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose, hold on to it for a few moments and let it out through your mouth. I should just share with you, you might hear some noises in the background. You may or may not, but if you can hear odd noises in the background, it's because we've got the builders in and we're extending the studio so that we don't have to keep moving things around to do green screen, to do the voiceovers, to do the podcast. So if you do hear noises, we're just expanding the studio, which is great news. So apologies for any unusual noises you might hear in the background. Okay, before we get started on this, I just want to share some information. I just told you that I've been working with companies this week on management to leadership skills. But the concept of breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation really is gaining traction in the business world. There's widespread adoption around the world. Numerous influential leaders now incorporate daily meditation into their routines. They've witnessed its transformative benefits, and so they're sharing that information. And the more you read about it, the more you hear about it, the more likely it is that you'll become curious about it and want to try it yourself. This is the perfect place to do that. Now, these leaders attest to the fact that practicing, and practice does mean doing this regularly. Once a week is a good step in the right direction. But if you can start to do this on a daily basis, I would recommend doing it first thing in the morning. Start your day with a focus on your day. Don't jump straight into emails. Get focused and do some of this before you do anything else. But these leaders attest that the practice enhances their leadership skills and their overall success. So why not adopt some of this in your own life? Now, in light of the positive experiences of these executives, and I mean the C-suite, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, there's all sorts. Companies are increasingly integrating these types of techniques into high potential programs. And the aim is to instill agile and adaptable mindsets in emerging leaders. So I'll share some of these skills with you tonight. And again, if you, perhaps you're even on the training with me earlier this week, take the opportunity to try this out. And you can do this at home before you even go to work. So don't see yourself being in the office and everyone looking at you thinking, what are they doing in there? It doesn't have to be that way. This could be something you do at home before you even get in the car, or get on the bike, or get on the train, or get in the bus and head off, or the tube if you're in London, and head off to work. So ultimately, these skills are about facilitating the cultivation of emotional management, emotional intelligence, positive intelligence. And this can enable individuals to slow down, effectively manage their emotions, and respond with both empathy and logical reasoning. And I think it's fair to say that those who regularly engage in mindfulness, meditation, breath work, exhibit greater emotional control. And this reduces impulsive reactions. I often talk about E plus R equals O, and we know that reactions are not as good as responding. A reaction tends to be something very emotional rather than something that is under control. And so if you've got the opportunity, do these skills and take the opportunity to really be in control. And this newfound emotional mastery can promote more rational decision making and really give you a sense of calm. I'm going to share lots more ideas throughout the presentation. So this is just an insight to what you can expect. In fact, I think it's fair to say I've got 10 specific areas that this can help you. So if you are a manager or a leader, 10 reasons why you should really consider these skills. Okay, let's take our deepest dive now. A nice deep breath in for 5. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with your eyes closed, breathing at your own pace, I want you to imagine just for a moment a scale from -10 to +10. So in your mind's eye, imagine the -10 being low at the bottom of this scale, this ladder, all the way up to +10, which would be the highest. Now, -10 would be the worst place you could possibly be. That would be frustrated, angry, in a really, really, really bad place. And +10 would be somewhere where you're just over the moon. You are so ecstatic. You've just achieved a giant goal. The team's really thriving. So from the worst to the best, put yourself in there right now. What's your current emotional level? Where are you? Are you in a negative mood? Would that be a minus? Is it -1, -2, -3, -4? How far down are you? Or are you pretty positive right now? You've had a good day, you're feeling pretty good, and you're a plus figure, 1, +2, +3, +4. You decide where you think you are right now. It's no right or wrong, it's just where you think you are. Okay, you should have a number in your mind's eye right now. And I want you to think about, is this lower or higher than your default energy level? So would you say, let's say you're a -3, but normally you think you're a +2 or 3. So then you're below it. And what would your default normally be? So now I want you to, if you're below your default, in your mind's eye, just imagine raising your energy, raising your happiness, raising your joy to your default. Now, if you're at your default already, or you're above it, I want you to consider raising it even further. Now, I'm not talking about getting to a +10. Some of you may, but if, let's say, you're on a +3, a +4, +5, just imagine lifting it incrementally. So if you're on a +4, you might aim for a 5 or a 6 or a 7. If you're already on a 6, maybe you're going to go for a 7 or an 8 or even a 9. And just imagine what it would take to raise your energy, raise your emotional level. So work on that just for a moment. And don't just see it in your mind's eye. Start to feel it in your body. So if you've had a bad day, just shrug that off, loosen that up, let that go. And try to be a little bit happier. If you're already in a pretty good place, just imagine ramping that energy up and being in a better place. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just for a moment, enjoy this sense of calmness. This sense of joy. Just knowing that everything is okay. Now imagine being able to do this at work when you're under pressure. Perhaps just got off a phone call and somebody's annoyed you, or something isn't going the right way, or perhaps a member of staff has annoyed you, or one of the kids has driven you crazy. And now you get yourself off to a room just for a few moments. You can focus on where you are right now, give yourself a score, and lift that level up and get back either to your default or above it. But certainly lift your energy. If you've been pulled down by someone else or something else, see how you can lift your energy and get yourself into a better place. They don't have to be bouncing off the walls happy. You don't have to be having the best time of your life, but if you can improve the way you feel, then you can already see how powerful these skills are. And that's what this is about. And of course, when it comes to resilience, that's the bounce back from a tough time, a difficult time, a challenge, an obstacle, a pitfall, or something of that nature. Anxiety usually kicks in. But if this can reduce your anxiety, then this is already a very valuable tool, because it can help you maintain your composure. And when you're managing, when you're leading, you want to stay that way. And not just for your staff, not just for them, but for yourself, because this is mitigating the impact of stress. And I think you'll agree that's important. That is important. Your health is important. Okay, take a nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that for 3. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3. And let it out for 1, 2, 3. Just for a moment before we continue our journey, keeping your eyes closed, your feet on the floor, your hands on the top of your legs. Put a big smile on your face. Bear in mind, I cannot see you, I cannot hear you. Put a big smile on your face. See if you can feel the joy, the energy from that smile transferring from the face through the neck into the body. If you can't feel it, just imagine what that might feel like. The joy from the smile transmuting from the face through the neck into the body. And this can be all it needs, just breaking the pattern. So if you know that you're moving into a negative place, stop, get yourself to a place where you can be calm for a moment, be alone for a moment, take some breaths, calm yourself down, think through everything that's going on, make some rational decisions, enjoy a sense of calm, and be able to move forward. This is great management. This is excellent leadership. Maybe you've had a manager, maybe you've had a leader that is very emotionally turbulent. It's not enjoyable. It's not nice when somebody's snapping at you, nasty to you, treating you badly. And if you've had a manager like that, perhaps knowing what that's like, you know you don't want to be like that. Sometimes we need to experience that to understand how awful it is, so we can improve our own skills. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. Again, I can't see you. I can't see you. If you are feeling a little tired, maybe you've had a tough day at work, or you've been sat in a chair for a long time, just shake it out right now as we get ready to move into mindfulness. Now, again, today's theme is all about management and leadership skills and how these can enhance it. And it doesn't have to be business. It can just be management of the family, leadership of your children, leadership of a classroom of kids, all sorts of ways that this could work in your own life. So let's take a moment right now to think about mindfulness. So those of you that have heard of it before, have got some idea what it is. Mindfulness, often people think it's to stop thinking. It is not. You will never, ever stop thinking. Never. This thing here is a thought factory. It will always be producing thoughts. Energy is coming into your mind and it's coming out, and you decide. This is the power you've got. You decide what you want to hold on to. You decide what you want to listen to. So thoughts will come in and out of your head. You decide. You observe them and you decide which ones are powerful for you. And if it doesn't help you, if it's making you negative, if it's weakening your power, then you ignore those and you embrace something more positive. So mindfulness, very different from the breath work. Breath work, obviously breathing in and out. We can use breath work in our mindfulness. In fact, I'll start with that today. But then after that, we're going to be using the 5 senses. We can use our vision. We can use our sense of smell, our sense of touch, our sense of hearing, even our sense of taste to be able to use mindfulness to get ourselves into a really good, coherent place. And these are great skills for a manager and for a leader. Okay, so when you're ready, close your eyes, get comfortable in your chair, feet on the floor. Close those eyes. And let's go back to the breath work for 1 second, just breathing in through the nose, holding onto it, and letting it out through the mouth. Now, I said we can use breathing in mindfulness. So let's make that our first task tonight. I want you to put your hand onto your chest and just feel the breath coming into your chest. You might feel your chest rising a little bit, and then falling, rising and falling, just gently at the pace that you want, whatever's comfortable for you. Now lower your hand to your belly and feel the air filling up the stomach, pushing down on the diaphragm. And then as the air comes back out, feel the stomach dropping. As the air goes back in, feel the stomach inflating and deflating. Just do that at your own pace for a moment. So you should be able to see now how breathwork and mindfulness, very similar, can work together. Certainly got a great synergy. For me, mindfulness is just the next step, a little bit further along. But these skills do work hand in hand. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I'm going to take the focus now off the breath and onto your hearing. Just start to listen. I'll turn my music off. Just listen to the noises around you. Put all of your attention onto your listening. What can you hear around you? If you're at home, you might be able to hear noise in the room next door. You might be able to hear television in another room. You might be able to hear the kids playing around. Perhaps you're lucky you've got a garden and there's some birds out there cooing, tweeting, singing. Or maybe you're in a town or a city and you're pretty close to the road, so you can hear the traffic outside. Let's take our energy now, let's take our focus and put it outside the room that we're in. Put it outside. We're going to try and hear the sound that's furthest away. So can you hear sounds outside of the room that you're in? Can you hear sounds that are outside the building that you're in? Maybe you can go quite a distance. Maybe you can hear the hum of a motorway in the distance. Maybe there's an airport nearby and you can hear planes flying over. Just focus on the sounds that you can hear. Every time you hear a sound, why not label it? Label your attention. Plane, cars, birds, whatever it may be. Just register the sound and label it. Okay, we bring that energy back now, your focus, your attention, your hearing into the room that you're in. Can you hear any sounds nearby? I can easily hear the whirring of the fan on my laptop. I can hear the builders next door. What can you hear? Now bring that attention very, very close. I want you to focus on your own breathing for a moment. So purposefully make a little bit of noise as the air's coming in and out of your mouth. Just make a little bit of noise so you can hear it. And then as it comes out, nobody can hear you. We can't hear you here. That is a mindfulness technique. Just listening to sounds, calming your mind down. We're now going to go to a sense of smell. Again, you can use any one of the 5 senses. While you do that with your eyes closed, all the distractions are taken away from you. That's why it's important to close the eyes if you can. Now, if you're at home, there's a good chance you might be here or smelling food. Maybe somebody's cooking. Maybe you just had dinner. Maybe you can smell fish, curry, some sort of exotic flavors. Maybe it's been beautiful weather still here in the UK. Maybe you can smell barbecues. Maybe it's still hot where you are and you've got the windows open. You can smell pollution. Maybe you're in a city and you can smell the fumes from the cars. What can you smell? Maybe you've got incense burning whilst you're doing this. That can be very calming in itself. There's no right or wrong here. It's just what you can smell. Put your attention on your smell. And the importance is that whilst you're focused on smelling, you're directing your attention to something which slows down the mind. Now, bear in mind, you could do this with a meal. If you're about to eat dinner, no reason why you couldn't sit at the table and take in the fragrance, take in the smells. If you're out for dinner in a restaurant, take in the smells. Slow everything down. Let's go on to taste. And of course, if you're about to have dinner or you are out for dinner, taste is brilliant. You can really exercise this skill. Take the time to enjoy every bite of your meal. Chew it gently and slowly and go, oh my goodness, this is so good. Obviously, only if it is a good meal. Maybe it's something you love. Maybe you've got your favorite food. Maybe you love a burger and you've gone for one. Maybe you love a steak. Maybe you just love a good salad and the dressing is exquisite. There's no right or wrong. Maybe you're doing this with a bar of chocolate tonight. There's no right or wrong. It's just a matter of focusing your attention. Focus your attention. Now, daily practice of these skills can really sharpen your attention. And research, and I love to use that word research because it lets you know it's not just my perception, it's not just my idea, it's not just a concept that I've come up with. Research indicates that it helps individuals enhance their focus and concentration. And given that our minds tend to wander approximately half of the time, meditation, mindfulness, breathwork provides a means to combat distractions and bolster concentration abilities. So if you do struggle with concentration, there is another reason why you should consider using these skills. Now, here's another one, creativity. Studies, again, like research, studies on creativity highlight that our most significant insights and breakthroughs often occur during meditation or mindfulness, relaxed states of mind. Probably heard that term, aha moments, light bulb moments. This is what we can get because we've calmed down, we've slowed everything down. Breathwork, mindfulness, meditation encourages divergent thinking. And this in turn fosters the generation of multiple solutions. It's a fundamental element of creativity. Now, that might be important to you because you are a creative, and that could be a musician, that could be an actor or actress, that could be somebody who's got to create things. Maybe you need to come up with new products. Maybe you're trying to create a book. Maybe you're a writer. Perhaps you're trying to create a new product for your customers. There are so many different ways to use this. Now, of course, if you do struggle from anxiety, these skills will really, really help. It's a significant benefit from all of these skills. The constant appreciation and concern associated with leadership can be alleviated through any of these skills. So if you find, maybe you've even had that imposter syndrome. If you've suffered from that, maybe you become a manager, you become a leader, and you're not really sure that you were ready for it yet, and have you taken it on too early? A lot of people go through this. That's just a lack of confidence in what you're doing. But that can be alleviated through breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation. And it also contributes to building confidence. It encourages individuals to slow down, believe in their capacity to achieve what they once deemed impossible, and stop rushing between tasks. So if you do struggle with that imposter syndrome, hey, look, if any of these really touch a point of pain for you, and you know it's something you need help with, reach out to me, info@engagewithsuccess.com, or just go to the website engagewithsuccess.com and click on the contact button, or connect button, I think I call it. All right, I want to continue our journey. It's really important to touch down and remind you why we're doing these things. So we've talked about hearing, we've talked about smell, we've talked about taste. Let's just go to touch. Whilst we've still got our eyes closed and your hands are on your legs, take a moment right now just to move your fingertips around and allow your fingertips to pay attention to the fabric of the garments beneath them. It could be your dress, a skirt, it might be a pair of shorts, it could be a pair of trousers, slacks, jeans, doesn't matter. Don't open your eyes, keep them closed. See if you can remember what you're even wearing. Often we get dressed, we haven't paid attention, we have no idea what we're wearing. See if you can remember. Of course, if you've been out for a run or on a treadmill or to the gym and you've got shorts on, maybe you can just feel your legs beneath. That's fine. If you can feel your legs, is the skin soft? Does it feel dry? Is it hairy? Does it need a shave? Yeah, there are all sorts of things that could be going through your mind. Just pay attention to what your fingertips can feel. Again, this is one that you could do, even if you're in a business meeting with your eyes open, you could be just paying attention to your fingertips. You could even, if you don't want to touch your own legs, you feel like that's a bit weird in front of all these people, even though they can't see because your hands are beneath the desk, then you could feel the chair. Maybe you're in a leather seat. Maybe you've got fabric on that chair. Just shift your attention to the fabric, the material that's under your fingertips. Yeah, do you see how you can use this at work, even in a busy environment, even in front of other people? You're just shifting your attention. Now let's come to the last of the senses, and of course that is sight. So when you've got a chance, open your eyes. I know if you've had them closed for a while, there may be bright light coming into the room. Just get comfortable for a moment. And I want you to shift your attention to your sight and just look at something interesting in the room. It could be the wall in front of you. Maybe the wallpaper in front of me is just bricks. I can see brickwork. Maybe you need to turn slightly. Maybe you want to look at a picture or a painting, a piece of furniture. What do you want to put your attention on? And now pay exquisite attention, deep attention to whatever it is you're looking at. Easiest thing probably is the color. What are the color or colors that you can see? If it's all one color, are there various shades of that color? So can you see, for example, I've got the brickwork, and because the bricks stick out, there's shade, shadow. Some of the bricks aren't perfectly square or rectangular. Some of them have got chips and breaks on. You see the cement, the different colors of the cement. So just look at what's in front of you. It could be a cushion, it could be a pillow, it could be a headboard. You may be in the bedroom just to enjoy some peace and quiet, away from the family or away from work. Now imagine, use your imagination through your eyesight. What would it feel like if you were to touch whatever you're looking at? Would it be smooth? Would it be bumpy? Would it be sharp? What would it feel like? And now imagine the temperature of it. What would it feel like if you were to put your hand on it? Can you imagine the temperature? Would it be hot? Would it be warm? Would it be cool? Just use your imagination, focus on it, and by looking at it, see what you can extract. What information can you glean from whatever you're looking at? And do you see, by focusing on something, whichever of the senses you're using, it really enables you now to focus on something, and all of the distractions, all of the thoughts, all of the negativity can disappear because you're focused on something. That's how this works. That's what mindfulness is all about. Now, if your mind does wander, and when I stop talking, there's a good chance that will happen. All the time I'm talking, you're listening to me. So again, I've got your attention. But if you're on your own and you're just looking at something in front of you, there's a good chance that thoughts will come back into your mind. If that happens, that is not a fail. That is not a fail. That is quite natural. The moment you realize that your mind has wandered, grab it and bring it back. Just bring your attention back to what you were trying to observe. Whichever of those 5 senses you're using, or you're breathing, just take a moment to focus on that again. All right, so that's mindfulness. I'm going to move on now to meditation. Time is flying by. I don't know if you can feel it, but we're almost 40 minutes into the program tonight. So I'm going to take a moment right now to get you to get comfortable. If you feel like you've been sat for a little while, why not stand up for a moment and shake it all out? Give your shoulders a shake if you need to. Just get comfy and then get back into your chair. Now, sometimes people ask if they can do this by lying down. You can do any of these lying down. You can be breathing lying down. You can be doing mindfulness lying down. But from my experience, there's a very good chance that as you get calm, you may nod off. I have no problem with that. If you are tired and you need to sleep, and we can get you to a really good place for you to rest and relax, that's fantastic. But just bear in mind, if you are trying to get ready for work, if you're preparing yourself at the beginning of the day, then you might want to be sat up. If you've got home and you're wound up, you've had a tough day and you're thinking it would be nice for a half-hour nap, then certainly do this lying down. There's no right or wrong here. Alrighty, I'm going to get you to close your eyes once again. We're going to go into our last segment, which is the meditation. So for the meditation, I will bring the music back. So nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it for a moment. And let it out through the mouth. In through the nose. Hold on to it for a moment. And let it out through the mouth. Okay, now with meditation, I'm going to give you a little tour of your body. We call this the body scan. This is an absolute classic. I do it very, very frequently. This may be new to you. Just follow it as easily as you can. And again, if your mind wanders and you end up thinking about something else, the moment you observe it, don't beat yourself up. That's not a fail. It's quite natural. Just bring your attention back. Okay, I want you to imagine 4, 5, 6 inches in front of you, a little ball of light. Think of it as a miniature sunshine. And that hot, hot sun, you can feel the heat on your eyes, or on your eyelids because you've got your eyes closed. It's almost like being outside sunbathing and you can feel the heat. It feels good, really good. I want you to imagine the light from that miniature sunshine being a white light or a gold light. You decide the color, doesn't matter. Beautiful, clear, white or golden light coming down onto your eyes. And as that energy builds up, you can feel pools of energy building up over your eyes. The eyelids now creating little pools of light. Now that light's also able to penetrate your eyelids and envelop your eyes. And it's soothing, it's relaxing, it's calming. Oh, that feels good. Really good. And just imagine with your mind's eye, use your imagination to see the light whizzing around your eyes, almost massaging them. So if they're tired from driving, tired from being at a screen all day long, just imagine them easing off, chilling out, resting, relaxing, feeling really, really good. And we take the energy from those pools of light over your eyelids up onto your nose, up onto the bridge of your nose, now up onto your forehead, And imagine the light massaging your forehead. Oh, that's good. That's restful. That's really, really relaxing. And if you need to, if you'd like to, take your hands up to massage your forehead. Put your thumbs on your temples, and then just gently stroke your forehead. And enjoy the relaxation. Enjoy the sensation of your hands on your forehead. Now we're going to take that energy even higher up onto the top of the head. If you wanted to, you can even take your fingers up there, take your hands to the top of your head and give yourself a little scalp massage. And as you do that, just imagine in your mind's eye any negativity, any nervous energy, any anxiety you've got being released out through your head and evaporating, dissipating into the ether. Once you're doing all of this, just keep breathing gently in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is already feeling good. Put a little smile on your face. You feel really relaxed. Okay, drop your hands if you use them to massage your forehead or your scalp. Put your hands back onto the top of your legs. Now imagine in your mind's eye that energy coming down over the back of your neck. Wow, I don't know if you heard that in the background, a very, very loud bike. It was like a Harley. I don't know if it was or not. If you didn't hear it, forgive me. Just thought I should mention that. Bringing the energy now down to the back of your neck. And just imagine, don't do this, but just imagine that there's somebody behind you and they're massaging your neck. And again, if you've got any anxiety, any tension there, as people hold the tension in their neck, imagine that being eased out with a great massage. If you need to, tilt your head to your left and to the right. You might feel any quicks that you've got being released. Sometimes a little knot. Any tension you've got could be released just by tilting your head left and right gently. Now imagine that light, that white light, that golden light comes down a little further onto your shoulders. And even imagine somebody standing behind you now massaging your shoulders, easing out any tension, any anxiety, any anger you may have being released. Remember a little early we talked about the meter or the scale of energy. As you rest and relax, imagine your energy notching up another level, another level, another level. So you're feeling better all the time. Okay, we're going to focus on the right shoulder first. I want you to take the energy from the right shoulder, take it down the right arm, so onto the biceps and triceps. Now imagine the energy rotating around the arm on the outside, over the biceps and triceps, round and round it goes, heading down towards the elbow. But this light can also penetrate the skin. So if you've got any aches or pains, maybe you've been working out at the gym, maybe you've been doing some DIY, lifting lots of boxes at work, whatever it may be, imagine the muscles resting and relaxing. Taking the energy into the elbow now. Imagine in your mind's eye the light spinning around the elbow, coming down onto the forearm, right arm only, onto the right forearm, making its way down towards the wrist. Imagine that light now spinning around your wrist. If you've got any aches or pains in there from work, from lifting, from writing, from typing, allow that energy can be relaxed and released. Take the light now into the hand, into the palm, and now imagine it coming out, beams of light, like laser beams of light, out through the thumb, forefinger, middle finger, wedding finger, and then finally the little finger. 5 beams of light coming out through your right hand only. Let's go to the left hand now. Let's left shoulder first. Feel that energy on the shoulder, rotating around the arm, making its way down over the biceps and triceps, heading down towards the elbow. The aches or pains being released, not just on the outside of the muscles, but also into the muscle. This is that gorgeous white light, that golden light filling your body up. So it makes its way down over the forearm into the elbow now, or the upper arm into the elbow. Imagine it going around the elbow. If you have aches or pains there, just imagine those being released. Now we go into the forearm. Down over the forearm, around the outside. Also making its way into the inside. And that light now comes down towards the left wrist, into the left wrist, into the palm of your left hand. And now imagine the light coming out like a beam of light, a laser beam of light out through the thumb, forefinger, middle finger, wedding band finger, and finally the little pinky, the little finger. 5 beams of light coming out of the left hand now. So that's the entirety of your head, all the way down your neck, over your shoulders, both arms, both hands filled with this gorgeous, relaxing white or golden light. Bring your energy back to the back of your neck. Bring that light forward now. Bring it round to the front of the neck. And now we're going to take the energy down over the chest muscles. Imagine it gently making its way down, oozing over your chest, inside as well. So you can imagine that light now going towards your heart. And as it continues its way down, imagine it not only on the outside, but also on the inside, calming, relaxing, loving your lungs, the kidneys, all those organs inside, enjoying the benefit of this white or golden light making its way down through your torso, over your belly, however small or big that may be, coming down towards the hips. Sense of joy and peace and calmness. And also just feel like you're loving yourself as that energy comes down over the front of the body. Just love yourself. It's easy to beat ourselves up. Hey, I want to be slimmer. But just focus on being joyful at the moment and accepting where you are, no matter what your health may be, no matter what your weight might be. Don't think about goals or anything of that nature. Just love yourself for being where you are. And bring your energy back to the back of the neck. We're going to take it down from the shoulders now, down through the vertebra, down through the spine. So I want you to imagine being at the very top of the spine right now, the back of your neck, and start to allow that energy to gently climb down, almost like climbing down a ladder, vertebra by vertebra. Now, as it makes its way down through the bones, imagine between each of the bones you have a cushion, and allow that cushion to be rehydrated. If there's any stress in there, allow it to be relaxed. And go back to the vertebra, back to the cushion, back to the vertebra, back to the cushion, and work your way down the spine. If you want to have a little stretch whilst we're there, feel free to do that. Stretch the body, stretch it up. Feeling that light now, making its way down, trickling its way down the spine. And that feels so good. Now the spine takes a lot of tension. So if you do have a highly stressful job or just a stressful day, there's a good chance that this is where it could be hiding. Allow that negative energy, that tension to be released. Maybe you have a very physical job, so you're feeling the pain. Imagine it all being released, dissipating off into the ether, evaporating into the atmosphere, making its way down now through the spine. Let's head down towards the bottom of the spine. Can you imagine, as we getting that halfway through the body, imagine using this to sleep. If you struggle with sleep, then this will be the perfect tool to use, the perfect technology, I like to call it. Just laying in bed. Meditation really can offer relief. Roughly half of all individuals experience insomnia at some point in their lives. Can you imagine that? 50%. But studies indicate that meditation can expedite falling asleep. and can prolong the duration of rest. Meditation, in particular, imparts techniques for redirecting or controlling the racing thoughts that often lead to insomnia. It's your mind again. Your mind can stop you from sleeping. And by doing this, start with the breathing, move into this ball of light moving around your energy. This particular one, if you want to look it up, is known as the body scan. It can promote relaxation, tension relief, and peace. So please, if you do struggle with sleep, try this. If you know someone that struggles with sleep, get them to M7. Tell them all about it and see if we can help them. Okay, let's continue our journey. Let's say you've got to the bottom of the spine now. Imagine all of that energy from the front and the back now spinning around your waistline. Round and round it goes through the waist. Round and round. Now take that energy into your right buttock. We're going to make our way down the right leg. From the right buttock into the top of your leg, spinning around, rotating around those giant muscles at the top of your leg, heading down towards the knee. Into the knee they go. Now, lots of people suffer with aches and pains in their knees. It could be from age, it could be from sports, it could be from an accident. Just imagine any aches or pains you've got now being alleviated. Let's promote that tension we just spoke about. From the knee, the right knee only at this point, down into the lower part of the leg. Let's go into the shins and into the calves. Just enjoying it quietly, gently, making its way down through the leg into the ankle. And from the ankle now into the ball of the foot. From the ball of the foot, feel the energy going forward at the bottom of your foot now, into the flat of the foot, the arch of the foot coming forward to the toes. And now see it out of the right foot, big toe. Then your second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. 5 beams of light coming out through that foot. Taking our energy now to the left buttock. Bringing it forward into the leg. Imagine those giant muscles really benefiting now from all of this energy in the left leg. Spinning around and around and around. And the aches or pains being released into the knees. If knees are your problem, just imagine right now all of that energy helping to care for you, relax you, relieve you. Into the lower part of the leg now, down over the shins and the calves. See that light spinning around. Imagine it, feel it in your mind's eye, making its way down towards the ankle, into the ankle now, into the ball of the foot. Maybe you've been on your feet all day and this is really good for you. Into the flat of the foot, the arch of the foot, going forward into the toes. And now 5 beams of light coming out through the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. And now both feet got 5 beams of light coming out of them. Just for a moment, imagine how good it feels to relax the entire body. Your entire body now from head to toe. 5 beams of light coming out through the right and left hand. 5 beams of light coming out through the right and left foot. And that is so energizing. It's almost like being in a hot bath, a hot tub. And that light is the hot water, the warm water. It feels so good. You are so relaxed. Sometimes we take the opportunity to take the energy back out of the body. We don't have time for that tonight. Sometimes we take the opportunity to go and embrace the planet. We don't have time for that tonight. Sometimes we take the opportunity to go to a tranquil place. We don't have the opportunity or the time to do that tonight. But these are techniques. You'll see them and hear them and experience them on previous broadcasts and podcasts. And we may do them next week. I don't follow the clock. I just allow it to flow through me and we follow it. But I can see that we're coming to the very end of tonight's technique. So take the opportunity just to bathe in this light. This gold light, this white light. And feel the energy and the joy in your body. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. whilst you've got your eyes closed, I just want to remind you of some of the things we've talked about to bring us back to those skills of enhancing your leadership. I said at the beginning that it can cultivate emotional intelligence. We've talked about contributing to building resilience. We've talked about sharpening your attention, improving your creativity. We talked about deepening and managing your anxiety, deepening confidence, building confidence. We talked about struggling with sleep. But what about equanimity? I always talk about equanimity as being a palm tree. So equanimity basically gives you the opportunity to be flexible. And this can foster peace of mind and composure. It helps you to stay calm and level-headed. So if you're an oak tree, which is big and strong, with very strong winds, an oak tree is often pulled out by its roots and falls over. But a palm tree has the ability to flex, to bend, to move. And even though that wind may be blowing it heavily and it's leaning over, it always bounces back. When the wind drops, it goes back to its upright position. And this is what's meant by equanimity. Now, of course, all of these opportunities are giving you the chance to increase your self-awareness. And you could actually be deepening personal and professional relationships. So lots of reasons to consider all of these skills tonight. I hope you found it useful. In a moment, I'm going to get you to open your eyes. When you're comfortable, open those eyes and think about what we've been through tonight. You're probably feeling quite calm and quite relaxed. That's what we wanted. That's what we want for you, so that you know this stuff works. So you've got the opportunity to go through this again by going to the podcast or the broadcast. The easiest way to find all of the materials is to go to engagewithsuccess.com. That's the company. M7 is specifically for Mondays at 7. My Mind Matters, or Your Mind Matters. Thank you for your company. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.
This is the ultimate destination for exploring the inner workings of your mind, unlocking the secrets to cultivating a success mindset, and igniting your personal growth for lasting inner peace. Through immersive workshops, you will experience the synergy of breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation as catalysts for your mental fitness and profound transformation. You'll be guided on a path to embrace the present moment, master your mind, and cultivate emotional management. Engage with success and attain your state of grace by tuning in for the live broadcast of M7 My Mind Matters on Mondays at 7 p.m. UK time, or catch up at your convenience on social media. Visit engagewithsuccess.com and click on the resources button for links and plenty of free inspiration.